In an era where most up-and-coming rap artists are progressively starting to sound more and more like each other, it's likely you've clicked on a video such as this one because you do not want to be another carbon copy rapper, and if anything, you're hoping to get the insider scoop on how to find your unique style as an artist, and you're willing to practically do anything in your power to become the original artist you feel you're meant to be. Well, as YouTube's most subscribed channel, teaching the art and science of how to rap and how to begin a full-time rap career with over 500,000 subscribers over the last few years, we're confident that the 5 steps we're about to teach you are going to help you fulfill that vision of becoming an original rap artist and not just another carbon copy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we here at How to Rap describe how to find your unique style as a rapper in 5 simple steps. Step 1 to know how to find your unique style as a rapper is focusing on vocal tone and range. Now, as we said in the intro, we've been doing this for a long time, so we're willing to bet that one of your primary concerns is knowing how to improve your rap voice and pick the perfect delivery to build upon your unique rap style. Trust us, it's more than a stylistic choice, it's an instrument that dictates the mood, delivery, and the reception of your lyrics. Therefore, your first step is picking from the main different voice pitches and tones you could have and finding one that fits your voice perfectly every time. First off, let's consider the high-pitch rappers. Think artists like Eminem, Drake, and Big Sean. Now, the power of a high pitch is that it screams for your attention and when wielded correctly can make emotionally charged lyrics feel like they're searing through the speakers. For instance, take Big Sean in I Don't F With You and his high-pitched tone bringing a sense of urgency to this commercial track that makes every line hit harder. Similarly, Drake's usage of a high register in his raps, putting aside his singing abilities, has allowed him to sear through the audio mix and basically sit comfortably on top of the underwater OVO 40 sound that helped build Drake's career and thus created a vocal tone that is essentially an audio billboard for his voice the minute you hear him say his now iconic "yeah" ad-lib before he drops a verse. But be warned, high-pitched voices can teeter on the edge of annoying or overly aggressive if not done just right. Swinging to the middle of the pendulum in the mid-range vocal tone, we find artists like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. These are the jacks of all emotional trades, and they wield a vocal tone that can seamlessly transition from rage to melancholy. Kendrick Lamar, for instance, uses his middle-range voice to convey a spectrum of emotions, particularly in works like You and The Black of the Berry. But versatility can be a double-edged sword. While it allows for emotional nuance, it risks diluting an artist's uniqueness since most rappers have a pretty standard mid-range tone. To break through, you often need to bring something extraordinary to the lyrical table. And now, let's take it to the low range. Artists with lower pitch tones from Tupac to Rick Ross offer a different kind of allure. They bring an air of laid-back coolness and effortless control that's less in your face but equally compelling. I mean, it's not hard to feel the weight of Tupac's deep voice, especially in tracks like So Many Tears, where each word seems to carry a gravity all on its own. So your first major decision in realm of experimentation, so to speak, to find your unique rap style is land on a vocal rap tone that works for you. Now, if you feel like you need more personalized attention and help along the way to determine the perfect rap for yourself on this step, consider getting our Rap Voice Mastery course, which will give you everything you'll need to know the best rap voice for you, and even better, it comes as a free bonus when you click the first link in the video description. But once you've gotten your voice down, of course, the next step is using that great voice to say the right words, for what's the point of sounding dope if you're just gonna say dumb stuff? And that brings us to step number 2, your lyrical content. Next step in our ability to learn how to find your unique rap style is, of course, learning how to create lyrical content that resonates with you and your future fans. From storytelling and punchlines to political narratives and personal experiences, each offers its own allure. Let's talk storytelling first. Of course, in this arena, you can't discuss this topic without mentioning the likes of J. Cole, Nas, and Biggie. These artists draw you into their world, weaving narratives that can elicit deep emotional connections or offer profound insights. For instance, J. Cole's knack for storytelling is unmissable in tracks like Lights Please and Neighbors, where he captures the essence of life's complexities in a lyrical snapshot. However, as we all know, while storytelling demands more focus from the listener, the trade-off is fewer quotable lines suitable for that #1 Billboard hit. Switch gears and place punchlines as your top priority, and you'll find yourself in the bars-heavy corners of the rap universe where artists like Cassidy, Jack Harlow, and Big Sean reign. This style thrives on quotability and is tailor-made for social media engagement. Take Jack Harlow's What's Poppin' as an example. Each line is constructed to be catchy and memorable, but the downside, well, punchline-driven rap often sacrifices the emotional depth and storytelling richness that other styles deliver, and it can be quite hard to sustain a long-term household name level career, as we've seen with the admittedly talented punchline king Cassidy, who unfortunately hasn't been able to chart for a long time. Then of course there's the realm of political or conscious rap, where artists like Kendrick Lamar, Common, and Mos Def stand as torchbearers. This lyrical path addresses societal issues head on, giving listeners more than just a beat to nod along to, but genuine food for thought. Kendrick Lamar's Alright, for example, became more than a song. It evolved into an anthem for social change, underscoring the power of political rap. Yet, because of its heavy subject matter, this form of rap can sometimes miss the commercial appeal that mainstream styles enjoy. Kendrick is one of the few exceptions, but let's keep it real that artists like Lupe Fiasco, as politically savvy as his bars aren't getting any platinum plaques anytime soon. Finally, the arena of personal experience in your lyrical content, where artists like Jay-Z and of course Kanye West come to the fore. This style allows the listener to take a step closer to the artist, painting intimate portraits, of personal highs and lows. Kanye West's power encapsulates this, blending his own narrative with larger cultural and psychological themes. Similarly, Jay-Z's classic Reasonable Doubt album is basically a first-person audio novel of personal experiences as a hustler in 1980s and 1990s Brooklyn. However, personal tales can be a double-edged sword as well, because while they offer the listener a window into the artist's soul, they might not always resonate universally, especially if they're too specific to the artist's own journey. Therefore, your next step in learning how to find your unique style in rap is pick which lyrical style you will use as your bread and butter, aka what kind of lyrical rap you want to be. Are you going more for punchlines or more thoughtful lyrics most of the time? Let us know in the comments what you decide. Of course, for number 3 on how to find your unique rap style, you can't just think about lyrics and voice, as important as they are, because the element of flow is as crucial as the beat itself. Now, there are two main categories that emerge here: fast versus slow flow. Artists like Tech-9 and Twista are renowned for their lightning fast delivery and flow. The pros? This type of flow can turn a song into a high-octane experience, showcasing the rapper's technical skills in the process. Take Tech-9's Worldwide Choppers as a case in point. It's an adrenaline-pumping track that holds your attention through its sheer complexity. However, there's a risk. Sometimes the flow can be so fast that the lyrics themselves get lost, overwhelming the listener in the process. On the flip side, you have slow flow masters like 50, Earl Sweatshirt, and Cameron. People don't realize that part of 50 Cent's global appeal, which outshined many more complex flow-based rappers, is that 50 kept his flow organized, slower, and following the beat to help with the song structure. But here's the trade-off. While easier on the ear, slow flow can sometimes be perceived as less technically impressive, even if the emotional weight is undeniable. Yet the art of flow doesn't just stop at speed. It extends to syncopation and cadence. Artists like Kendrick Lamar and 21st Century Eminem have mastered this realm, adding an extra layer of intricacy to their delivery. Syncopation and unexpected cadence not only make the flow less predictable, but also elevate the overall listening experience. For instance, Kendrick adds complex rhythms in tracks like Family Ties by his cousin Baby Keem and Drinkin' and Smokin' by YG. Very underrated track and great Kendrick performance on there. Similarly, Eminem employs intricate patterns in iconic tracks like Rap God, displaying a level of mastery that only comes with literally decades in the game. However, this complexity has two sides to it. It can be a gift and a curse. While it adds depth, it can also create a barrier for some listeners, especially if the execution errs on the side of chaos. So now that you've gotten some of the main bread and butter aspects of your unique style in rap, it's time to clean up everything in a sensible, sellable package. Now, when you explore the whole arc of rap music, it becomes apparent that the genre is as diverse as the artists themselves. And within this diversity, two distinct styles often emerge: gangster rap, epitomized by artists like 50 Cent, and intellectual rap, we'll call it that, best represented by figures like the aforementioned Lupe Fiasco. Gangster rap draws its appeal from raw, authentic experiences, often featuring gritty lyrics and aggressive beats that tap into the street life narrative. Songs like 50's Heat exemplify this style, serving as sonic snapshots of a certain kind of lifestyle. Yet, it's a style that might get cornered as lacking in lyrical depth or complexity. On the other hand, intellectual rap is often rich in lyrical depth, offering social or philosophical commentary. Lupe Fiasco's Words I Never Said, for example, delves into complex issues from politics to social norms, but the risk here is that the cerebral nature of the lyrics could come off as preachy, possibly distancing some sections of the audience. Beyond the lyrics and beats, a rapper's style also extends to their stage persona. Take MF Doom, an artist who chooses masked anonymity as his public face. This masked persona does more than just conceal his identity, it adds an intricate layer of mystery to the artist, capturing the imagination of the audience. But the enigma can backfire, veering into the realm of gimmicks if not executed with care. On the opposite end is Travis Scott, known for an electrifying stage presence that transforms live performances into interactive experiences, although that can obviously come with a lot of danger. So there's a delicate balance to maintain, as the flashiness of the live experience could overshadow the musical substance itself. But all of these elements, whether it's the raw authenticity of gangster rap or the cerebral lyrics of intellectual rap, the enigmatic allure of a mass persona, or the unbridled energy of a live performer, all contribute to the multifaceted identity and unique style of a rapper. So these style and persona points are not just add-ons, but integral parts of the artist's musical narrative, and they color the way we perceive the music and the artist, each layer adding its own nuance to the experience. And the last step in discovering your unique style is making sure you avoid the common mistakes. In the dynamic landscape of rap music, there's an inevitable pull towards quick success that many aspiring artists feel. This gravitational force has been amplified by platforms like SoundCloud or here on YouTube, where getting your music heard has never been easier, but there's a gift and a curse to this side. The SoundCloud phenomenon of a few years ago made it tempting for newcomers to imitate popular artists, thinking that leveraging current trends and sounds will grant them immediate traction. On the surface, it might have, yet what we saw was a bevy of SoundCloud rappers who sounded and looked eerily like established figures. While this strategy may garner initial attention, it also casts a shadow of inauthenticity. These artists often find it difficult to evolve, making their careers relatively short-lived. And after all, why listen to an imitation when you can simply go to streaming and listen to the original? Another pitfall comes from sometimes the corrosive nature of fame itself. Gaining a large platform to speak from and acquiring the means to have a comfortable life are upsides that attract many to the music industry. However, the intoxicating allure of fame can also become a detour on an artist's creative journey. Suddenly, the focus may shift from creating meaningful art to churning out what will keep you in the spotlight and making money, diluting one's original vision and eroding credibility in the process. For a more nuanced take on this, we can look at J. Cole's song False Prophets. Here, without mincing words, Cole delves into the potentially detrimental impact of fame on an artist's authenticity, pointing to Kanye West as an example, and that song serves as a cautionary tale. Cole suggests that Kanye, once a symbol of originality and daring in the rap game, may have lost his way, trading in his unique artistry for a more commercially viable, yet less authentic persona. Therefore, the challenges of mimicking popular artists or grappling with the trappings of fame aren't just footnotes in a rapper's career, they're significant hurdles that could define their longevity and impact. So when you hear an up-and-coming artist online whose style feel recycled, or when a seasoned rapper release a project that feels more like a play for the charts than an artistic statement, remember that these are not just individual choices, but things you have to consider when you learn how to find your unique style as a rapper. And now we'd like to see you in the comments as we asked before. Are you going for more punchlines or more thoughtful lyrical rap? We'll look forward to your responses. And of course, if you want to improve your rap voice and get that going, be sure to visit the video description. I've been your host, Drew Marcy, the big homie Drew for How to Rap. I'm out.